Welcome back to episode 3 of me reading my book, Eliza and the Legends of the Nesoi. And remember, if you can't wait for the ending, the book can be found on Amazon. With one final convulsion, Vulcany's head was distorted upwards, and as she fell to the ground, her face and body sank into the loose, ashy terrain. Succuba rushed to her sister, crouching down beside her to hear her final, forced sentence. A girl born of land and sea, she is the one who will hold the key, the worthy one. And with that, Vulcany's life was drained from her body. Sister, Succuba whispered, it could not be. Vulcany, the most ancient of the Nesoi, was dead. Her charred remains were still, and Succuba placed a golden hand on Vulcany's cheek. She tried to muster the words of finality, something to comfort her in her destiny, but words failed her. She glanced over her shoulder, her eyes narrowed and became firm. The others were moving closer, like a pack of wolves gathering around a fallen member of their family. Some of them were shocked, others snarled in disbelief. All were unified in their grief. As the 12 remaining Nesoi elders stood looking at the spot where Vulcany's body lay, something very peculiar began to happen. The earth beneath them began to rumble, and the very atmosphere itself seemed to shift as the once confident but now unsure Nesoi looked around at each other, silently asking, "What is happening?" "Look!" shouted one of the elders, and the others turned to face Vulcany's body, which had begun to vibrate on the hot earth. The charred skin began to crumble away like sand through an egg timer, and as it did, each grain turned into a golden fleck. All at once, thousands of golden stars swirled around each Nesoi, landing on their bodies and illuminating them like pyrite as molten rock fell down the sides of the volcano and rolled towards the Nesoi. The whole landscape began to shift underfoot, moaning as it did so, as the volcano and the island around it began to sink into the ocean. The Nesoi stood perfectly still, with their heads held high, watching the chaos unfold before them. Each pair of wide black eyes locked on to the golden stars as they floated all around them before landing on their skin. At the centre of the Nesoi was Succuba, who remained poised and proud. As if by some divine communication, one by one they closed their eyes and pointed their faces up to the sky. A powerful prophecy had just killed the oldest member of their group, and the Nesoi knew that whatever came next was not to be feared, for it was simply destiny. Small eruptions echoed all around them, and the air became hot and humid. Clouds rolled in, and the sea upon which their volcanic island home stood seemed to get louder. A handful of the stars left behind from Vulcany's body rose into the air and found each one of the remaining Nesoi. Each in turn opened their mouths as the stars touched them on the lips. The Nesoi swallowed their stars, and as they did, the starlight slid down each throat, landing softly in the pits of their stomachs. The moment the stars found their way into the insides of the Nesoi, each one began to feel changes deep within. As each Nesoi began to glow, a moan came from every one of them, and fear etched itself onto each Nesoi elder's face as they all began to feel the same fate. Something was very wrong.